Welcome everybody here to the ACOG iRacing League. My name's Ezekiel Reyes. We're getting set for a fun event here for tonight. Something a bit different that we run on the yearly called the Triple Challenge. 3 separate car track combos are going to be running here tonight, and one of them being today. Of course, we're going to start off this Triple Challenge with our more interesting track combos. These are the production cars at the Tsukuba circuit, the 1000 version, which means not a lot of cars, small racetrack, go-kart course. We're gonna have a lot of fun here as we get set to go green here in this event. Glad to continue this here live on Maxspeedtv. My name is Ezekiel Reyes, gonna be your commentator here for tonight. And yeah, other than that, nothing too much is gonna happen. Not much to say because this is Tsukuba of all things. With this first of 3 races that are going to run throughout the weekend. Boy, oh boy. This is gonna be something. We're gonna pull up times here on the left-hand side of the board. See where everybody is at the moment. But yeah, 7 minutes in practice remaining as we get set to go green here on this at nighttime. Gonna be fun. I'm excited. Some drivers might be, because this is obviously the first time they've ever ran on this course. So, with that being said, not really much to say. Since this being the first race out of 3, we will collaborate all these 3 races into a points sheet, and that will be your points for the whole entire weekend. So we're gonna have to follow that through. Tomorrow, we will be running the Pro 2 lights at Wild West. And after that, next time we will see and go live, we will see the 87 cars at Daytona. So that should be a lot of fun. Follow that through live on Maxspeedtv, of course. And hope to see you out for tomorrow and as well as Sunday. Those are going to be in a different time slot, though. I think tomorrow's race, same time, actually. But no, yeah, actually, no, it's not going to be the same time. It's going to be at 8 p.m. And Sunday's race is also going to be at 8 p.m. So, hoping to see you guys out there for a lot of fun. I'm especially excited for that Super Speedway event that we're going to be running on the Sunday side. So, with that being said, currently 5 minutes practice remaining. We'll go through our drivers and just, kind of waddle through on where everybody is at the moment. This is Harry Grindle in the 133. different number. He's going to be running number 12, Hunter Johnson, Lamb Wansley, excuse me, Cole Woody, making a return here. Cool to see Cole back on the racetrack. 90 Malachi Drake, he's here. Aaron Brown, currently not in the session, but he's here. David Bachman, Miles Nelson, here too as well. Cal Gomes in the Jetta. Dejani Spanos. I got Schultz also in the Jetta. Dewey Schramm in the Mazda. Aaron Brown is also in a Mazda, by the way. Jason Nelson is in a Jetta. So, we're gonna have an interesting Jetta race. Very curious on how this is all gonna go. Because we got some very, very interesting and intricate names here out in the racetrack, and I'm very curious to see on who's gonna finish in first place to get ourselves going with this event. Four minutes remaining in this practice session. We'll give you a kind of a run through on how this track is shaped. One of the more interesting racetracks that we run on the service, as my iRacing wants to go ahead and be a bit crazy. There we go, I got it fixed. Can't really see the track well because it's nighttime, unfortunately, but this is Tsukuba 1000. We'll pull up a bit of an infographic here and take you through on how this track is shaped up. Pull up an image right about here. Not really the full course, but actually it is the full course. There you go. This is how the track is shaped. Turn 1 being a very, very tight, kind of blind corner actually. Turn 2, another wide corner. Turn 3 is a whole entire 180 around to the infield portion. I wouldn't really call it an infield, but you know, it's a tiny bit of an infield. Turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, and turn 7. Really tightly packed. Turn 7 being the most blind corner of them all, actually, in my opinion. After that, a fast turn 8 and a turn 9, which is very inviting. Turn 10 has the bit of an iconic bump on it on the entrance of the corner, and after that, turn 11 being the final turn on this road course. Of course, I mean, it's the smaller of the two. Smaller of the two road courses. So I'm very excited to see how this all gonna go. How will it all go? Who even knows? You got some very, very interesting, you know, people. And very, very interesting track car combos that we're going to be running here for this one. 2 minutes remaining. We'll go ahead and drag into the booth a interviewee, Andrew Schultz, in the number 98. Andrew, got a copy?
Whoa. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Maybe.
He thinks he has a copy. He's running one of the Jettas, so you're running a smaller class, buddy. Any thoughts right now? Very interesting paint scheme, by the way.
One, I was gonna run the Miata, but I entered the wrong car, but this is gonna be more fun. 2, this paint scheme is based off the I think one of the old VWs. And 3, one of my zip ties are broken on my pedals, and I had to quickly fix it. So I don't know if my pedals are just gonna break halfway through and kill someone. That sounds fun.
Well, hopefully they don't, because that number 98 is looking a bit fast here. We're currently second out of the 4 drivers here on the racetrack. So, so Andrew, any thought process as of right now? I mean, this is a car that typically doesn't get ran, but you were excited about this track car combo.
I feel like a GT3 getting lapped by LMDHs and LMP2s. Probably gonna die halfway through.
Oh, luckily you'll have a faster pair on your side, so hopefully that'll all go well. But before we let you go, and anything, you know, regardless of the matter, trying to survive the race?
I love multi-class racing. I'm gonna try my best and get killed halfway through, hopefully.
All right, bud. We'll have to see about that. Andrew Schultz currently sitting second. Good luck in the race, bud.
Good luck. Thank you.
And that is Andrew Schultz in the number 98, as we have a minute remaining in this practice event. So we're gonna go ahead and scoot ourselves at the side. I think there is a bit, actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and scoot ourselves to the side. Play the national anthem. I know we're in Japan, but we're gonna play the American national anthem, unfortunately, because that's the only thing I have. We'll be right back right after these messages. More to come here for the Triple Challenge at the ACOG iRacing League. And we're back here under a different type of circumstance. We have open qualifying here in the Tsukuba 1000 race, so it's going to be a fun event as everybody gets themselves going. So we'll go ahead and start, pulling up our qualifying order because this is a very insane qualifying session we're about to witness. And we'll pull it here right in front of your screen. Everybody logging in their laps and stuff, but we're already got a couple of times already logging on the board. So, yeah, at the moment, currently got. I think that's Harry Grindle on top of the board. He's logging a fast time at the moment, but more of these lap times are being logged in. But this being open qualifying, y'all better not hit each other. Luckily, these laps aren't as, these laps aren't crazy in terms of it. As you see there, there's a bit of contact with Schultz. And, oh gosh, he's into the wall. He's up on the berm. He's going to have to tow it and get himself back on the racetrack, but... regardless, a very, very interesting circumstance here in qualifying. Hunter Johnson's not far off of where Harry Grindle's running, but I mean, that's Hunter's. What Harry ran was Hunter's fastest practice lap, as both Lamb Wensley, I think that's also Dewey Schramm into the outside wall, unfortunately. But everybody, getting their lap times on in. 2 minutes left in this. 2 minutes left to log in a good lap time. Seeing Dewey, there's Lem, excuse me. Wansley is working himself through turn number 2. Everybody's doing a nice job, just, trying to keep themselves safe. Dewey's just trying to log in a lap, getting out of the way of some Toyotas. There's Scott Spanos in the 042. Working himself through, I think it's a Cyberpunk car. One of those other cars in the grass. That's Dewey. Oh, Dewey's in the grass, but I mean, he's the only car out in the racetrack at the moment. Dewey, that is the wrong way. Oh my gosh, Dewey's going oh no, that's not the wrong way. He's going the right way. I thought he cut the track and was on the front stretch, but he's doing a fine job. There's Cal Gomes, one of the very few Jettas. He's gonna be racing with Jason Nelson and Andrew Schultz, so. Jace just, trying to have a field day as you see the 113 of Harry, who's honestly just blazing around this racetrack. He's having a field day. Jace, I mean, not Jace, but Cal Gomes in the outside wall. Luckily, I mean, there's one faster pair. There's one faster pair for all these guys, so if one of these guys do wreck, they can easily repair it and get themselves out on the racetrack and have more of a field day. But Cal Gomes hasn't really logged a lap time. Only Schultz has. So Dewey Schramm logs in his first lap. Actually, Schultz. Oh, Dewey's not too far off his lap time. 2/10 off his practice pace as Schultz is a bit sideways. He's gonna go a bit around. All these guys, you're having a fine day. Harry Grindle is just flying through this field, though. So Harry Grindle is probably going to be the car to beat. We'll see how Hunter Johnson does as Schultz nearly runs into Harry. But this is some nighttime racing. And with that being nighttime, I mean, oh boy, who even knows how this is all going to go. See Bachman, this being nighttime. Luckily, these cars have headlights, so the track is lit. Not all will be lost. Oh, around goes Bachman. You see other Toyotas. There's more Toyotas than everything else. So it looks like we have finished up here with qualifying. So we will go ahead and scoot ourselves onto the side. As everybody logs in their final laps of this event. So everybody's just, having a field day and, logging their final lap as Dejani is going the wrong way. Across the racetrack, you guys just gonna tow it. But I am very, very curious on how this is gonna go. It'd be a lot of fun to see on how this will end up, because I think there's gonna be more wrecks than racing. But again, luckily there is one faster pair for all these guys to continue on with this event. All right, checker flags out. Looks like we'll have a total of a a fair amount of cars to get ourselves set up with this one. So there's our standard Porsche. He's going to be leading this pace lap. Hopefully nobody off tracks it. But everybody's going to grid themselves up and get themselves rolling here for race number 1 out of 3. A fun whole weekend session to get ourselves set up for this event. But here's the whole grid here on the front of your screen. We're going to go ahead and go through the grid once I find this grid button. There it is. All right, front row is Harry Grindle starting in first place. Hunter Johnson right alongside of him in that number 12. Lem Wansley, number 60. Scott Spanos right alongside of him. Andrew Schultz. You got Cal Gums as well. Row number 4 is going to consist of Cole Woody and Dewey Schramm. Row number 5, Dejani and David Bachman. Aaron Brown not here in the session, so this might be a free win for Dewey. Malachi Drake starting in 12th. Nick Roten, one of the few Jettas out on the racetrack. Miles Nelson also there as well. Jace Nelson, another Jetta. So I'll have to see on how this is all going to go as the yellow flag comes out. Everybody's going to get the ball rolling here. We'll see how many cars are starting on pit road. It's like a couple guys who are going to be starting from pit road, and that's obviously a good sign for them as we get the ball rolling here for race number 1. There's Harry Grindle, last leader, Mr. OG, Miss 305. I don't even know what his nickname is. I don't even know what to call him by. But regardless, we get set here as the field rolls themselves through the infield portion. We're about to go green. Luckily, nobody off-tracked it. Very surprised nobody off-tracked it for this rolling start. But here we go. Pacer is going to go up and set its sights on
green flag, green flag.
Pit road, and we are green here at the Tsukuba 1000. Everybody getting themselves set as turn 1 happens. Hunter Johnson leads the actually no, Hunter's putting a bit of pressure on Harry. He's looking around him. This number 12 is doing a fine job at pressuring this 113. Lim Wansley doing a nice job as well. Battle for position right behind. Looks like Andrew Schultz, Cal Gums, and Jace Nelson. Actually, Nelson's worked himself into second, surprisingly. So might be a free win for Dewey, because he's all by himself. So we'll have to see if Dewey can survive here on this racetrack. But off the final corner, Harry Grindle gonna lead this thing. Oh, what a trouble! Around goes the 95. That's actually the number 11 of Dejani. Gets himself going. Oh! Another car around. That is Jace Nelson. Tags, I don't even know what, but Dejani gets himself going. He's working around Dewey. But for the lead, Lem takes a bit wide through that corner, but boy, Harry got a good turn 5. Hunter Johnson, you know, is starting to fade away from him big time as now 28 minutes remaining in this race. Everybody just doing a nice job of keeping themselves straight. Big gap between Andrew Schultz, Cal Gomes. That gap is now about like 2 seconds, now 5 seconds, excuse me. So Schultz is already pulling a big gap over that second place of Gomes. Nelson in the number 13, not really a factor. But for this race for the lead, Hunter Johnson, Harry Grindle, they're doing a nice job of doing whatever they can to stay stout in this 30-minute race. Oh, one car off. That's one of the Toyotas. Don't know who that was. Regardless, all these guys just, you know, doing a fine job of just keeping themselves straight. 30 minutes might be long, but it's short. You see second place of Cal Gum just doing a nice job of keeping himself forward. But this race for the lead, even though it's just 1 second between the top two, it's still a fairly nice run for Harry Grindle in this 113. He's just keeping himself away from Hunter Johnson, who is leaping curbs and doing all sorts of stuff. David Bachman's having a nice run, but here comes Malachi Drake. Maybe make a run. And we'll have to see on how that all goes. Battle here for position as well. Cole Woody has worked himself around Dejani. Dejani currently last place, right behind Cole after that spin in that opening minute. Here he's doing a nice job of keeping himself out front, though. Gap is 1.1, excuse me, the last time they were through. Great corner there, kind of a wild corner by Malachi Drake. Malachi putting some pressure here on third place. I mean, this might be fourth place, excuse me, of David Bachman. So Bachman is sideways. Oh, and Malachi runs into him. Big contact as Bachman goes around. He's going to back it up into the grass, keep out of harm's way. But David Bachman is going to find Scott Spanos, who is out of the way, and move Cole Woody up into fifth place. Dejani takes it wide, too. He's trying to get himself going. There's Bachman, but Bachman, costly mistake, losing a ton of time. And that's going to move David Bachman all the way, most likely, to second to last. Dejani couldn't really capitalize on that because he was off track, too. But how about Schultz and Cal Gomes? Even though that gap's just 9 seconds, it's still staying stout at the moment. Jason Nelson just doing whatever he can to survive for these 25 minutes. He already has a bit of damage, unfortunately, as he's encountering... I don't think you know, he doesn't have damage, but David Bachman does, and he has a meatball flag. So David Bachman, unfortunately, is going to have to pit for a bit of repair after that big contact off that final corner. He's going to find pit road right about here. Work himself on in. Luckily, all these drivers get one fast repair. And a driver is off. That is Jace Nelson taking him a bit wide, and nearly off track he goes. Nelson does get lapped by their leader of Harry Grindle, but 2 seconds separate the top two. Hunter Johnson doing whatever he can as Schultz. That's actually Cal Gomes, who is currently just standing there. There's Schultz. Wonder what happened with Cal Gomes. He currently stopped on the right-hand side, but luckily out of harm's way. How about a Dewey Schramm update? Dewey doing a nice job of just maintaining ground. As Dejani has actually worked himself into 6th overall. So Dejani doing a nice job as still Gomes is having a bit of problems. But looks like Schultz, all he has to do is just keep his car clean and he'll walk away here a winner. There goes Gomes. So Cal Gomes, who is sitting in second place, so I'll gift Jason Nelson second place in the Jetta class. Up on the high banks is the 113 of Harry Grindle. He's flying around here. Wouldn't say much of a battle here for this 6th spot. Cole Woody has pulled himself ahead of Dejani. You see right here, Jason Nelson's going absolutely ham. He's wrong way on the racetrack. He's probably took it wide. nearly went off track. Oh, goodness gracious. Jason Nelson not having a great run, but he's just doing whatever he can. keep himself around. But he does get lapped, unfortunately, by a race leader, Andrew Schultz, in that Jetta class. In the Mazda class, though, no worries for Dewey Schramm. Aaron Brown did register for the session, but he did not log in a lap. So therefore, unfortunately, for Aaron Brown, he's only going to log in, you know, 1 point. Galbal here for, oh, actually, that's a car going a lap down. That's 95. But he is finding ways back. That's Ibrahim Dajani in the number 11. Just fighting this, fighting Harry Grindle as much as he can. He's going to cross him over right to the inside. But Dajani's keeping up with him. Dajani wants to put up a bit of a fight. Doesn't want to go a lap down. And unfortunately, he's going to run a bit out of time. But it's still keeping pressure. And still keeping pressure on Harry. Oh boy, Harry has to be a bit, you know, frantically panicked about Dajani's antics. But it doesn't really work out to his favor as Dajani, oh, bumps the curb, takes it around. And that'll gift most likely Scott Spanos a spot. So, we'll see. There comes Scott by. And Dajani might run into him. Oh, so close. Right up off the corner. But luckily, no fault. Nothing too much off of that. David Bachman has 13 incidents so far. He's currently last out of the Toyotas. No fault to him. He got involved in an incident earlier. But Andrew Schultz still keeping a nice job. That car is screeching along the pavement. You heard the tires just absolutely screaming for help to get some grip, but he's keeping himself in first place. Even though he has a one-lap lead over Jason Nelson, he's still just plowing through the fields, or like trying to plow that car as much as he can, but he's doing a nice job of whatever he can. And there's your leader. Harry Grindle has a 5-second lead over Hunter Johnson. It's only not even 10 minutes in, and Harry is putting on a clinic over that famed number 12 of Hunter Johnson. But Hunter, as long as he finishes second place, he's going to have a bit of, you know, gonna have some fair points. So, Scott Spanos has a bit of a gap over that second place. I mean, that car right behind him of Ibrahim Dajani. Even though David Bachman's one lap down, he's already making up ground on Dajani. So, Bachman, too, is plowing through the field. But the cars are on the lead lap, though. All the way back to 6th overall is Cole Woody, who's sitting 5th in the session. Malachi Drake is kind of having a fine time keeping out of harm's way, though. Oh, got a car stopped here at the end. I think that's Dajani. Oh, I put it a bit wide. We'll see what happened here with the 95. Oh, yeah, just a bit wide through that final corner, but still doing a nice job. It's just keeping himself fine out on the racetrack. And he's going to be in hands of this number 84 of David Bachman here in just a moment. Got the leader? No, that's not the leader. Excuse me. That might be somebody else. Dewey Schramm's brakes are glowing somehow, so this dude is, actually, oh, Dajani nearly goes around yet again. We got, oh, big contact. Cole Woody into Dajani. Oh, man, that might be a fight for, no, it looks like they're not on the same lap, but David Bachman does pass Ibrahim Dajani. I think David Bachman might be displeased about that contact. Cole Woody is, harassing this, 84 David Bachman. He's trying to find ways around, but these two are not on the same lap, by the way. David Bachman being 1 lap down. The gap from first to second is starting to grow. Now 6 seconds separate the 12 and 113. Boy, Harry Grindle is just putting on a vroom in time. Oh, got a car off track. I think that's David Bachman again. Around he goes. Dajani has, unfortunately, a hard time. He actually has a meatball flag. We'll see what happened to this number 95. It seems as though he's just ramped it off and just calling it a day. Works himself out, and you see the sparks fly there off that netcode, but luckily, get a fast repair, get it out there. And so far, nothing too sketchy. Besides this, still kind of a battle here. Oh, Bachman goes a bit wide. He spins around, and that is 15. Goodness gracious, David Bachman's not having a good time. His teammate though of Wansley, excuse me, that number 60, just scooting himself a ways ahead. Who knows how many beers David Bachman is in, but he's... Who knows? 17 minutes left in this event. And it says around this 113 of Harry Grindle. Or 113. I said 113, I meant 133. And 12 here of Hunter Johnson. Now 9 seconds separate these two. Jason Nelson, DCs, so that'll secure a class win for the number 98 of Andrew Schultz. So we'll just focus in on crashes and see what's going on throughout the racetrack for these next 15 minutes. Has everybody got themselves a ways around? Dewey Schramm holding up Cole Woody. Cole's actually trying to catch it. Oh, Dewey a bit off track. Cole sneaks himself by. They're gonna have a fight here for this spot. I think this is Scott Spanos who's putting a bit of pressure on Cole Woody. Dewey blows the corner. He's wide. But here we go. Oh, and this is actually not a fight for not a fight to keep themselves a position, but a fight to keep themselves on the lead lap. Cole Woody is going to do whatever he can to keep this 113 of Harry Grindle right behind him. You know, Cole's going to fight tooth and nail for any type of spot on the racetrack regardless. Scooting himself through nicely and keeping themselves the lines away. Oh, Cole blows the corner. And Harry's going to sneak himself by. But we'll see if Cole's going to pull the same antics that the Johnny has and keeps himself close with Harry. We're going to have a bit of lap traffic here. This slow Jetta is going to be a bit in the way of these Toyotas that are coming up in a hurry. This German machine needs to get out of the way. Oh boy, got more lap traffic. Malachi Drake moves himself out of the way. Andrew Schultz is, you know, in a mind of his own at the moment. And oh, Cole Woody's going to encounter Malachi Drake as Malachi actually goes a lap down. So this is going to be a fight for a spot. Cole Woody versus Malachi Drake. Well, all four of these guys just lined up tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. As finally, oh, Cole gets a bit sideways off the corner, so that's going to lose him time to that car. And Malachi gets put wide by Schultz. "14 minutes remain halfway through the event. Hunter Johnson does not have anything for this fast 133. Harry Grindle is just doing a whale of a job of just, you know, having a field day. But he might have a bit. Oh, Cole Woody might have something to say to Malachi Drake. Battle for fourth here on the racetrack overall and in class. Cole Woody is harassing this number 90, and it doesn't help that the 98 of, oh my goodness, oh, ooh, big hit right there. Oh, around goes Schultz. Oh, and Cole Woody moves himself up the spot. Now he's in fourth. I mean, that's not really. I think Malachi had to really jam on the brakes because Schultz was a huge bottleneck, but Schultz gets himself back going. I think that's the 12 100 finally passing by. You see how much the rear brakes are glowing on the... Oh my gosh. Those things are absolutely heated. The 98 is just having a field day at the moment with his brakes. So far, I mean, we've basically just about settled in with this event. All these guys have to do is just keep themselves steady. And we will see our winners for all of these 3 classes: Dewey Schramm, Andrew Schultz, and Harry Grindle. But if Harry gets a bit off track, I mean, Hunter Johnson's only 12 seconds behind. This thing's not over just yet. Until that white flag waves, who knows how this thing will all go, but everybody's just doing a fine job of keeping themselves steady at the moment. Schultz actually has a black flag. He is on pit. I mean, Schultz. Oh boy, I'm not really sure where this black flag came from, but he is currently being displayed a black flag, and he gets turned by Cole. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, Schultz looks like was trying to find pit road, did not find the pit entry. And unfortunately, Schultz goes around, but see Dewey Schramm in his Miata. He was just having a fine day, just keeping himself out of harm's way. Currently side by side with Schultz, so 2 classes right in front of your screen. The Mazda on the left and Schultz in his Jetta on the right, and you see a Toyota work up right behind. That's David Bachman in the number 84. Currently 2 laps down now. Oh no! Oh, Dewey spun! Oh, into the outside wall goes Dewey Schramm. Oh, I think that is his first, second, maybe third spin. But he gets himself back at the racetrack, so no harm, no foul. But Dewey Schramm, even though, you know, just wants to run this race out clean, and into the outside wall he goes. But have a nice day. Ten minutes remain in this event. Harry Grindle has extended his lead over Hunter Johnson. Not by much, just 2 seconds, but still, that 12-second gap is huge. It's even bigger gap from Hunter to Wansley. Well, we got a fight here for this fourth place. Cole Woody, even though he made contact there with the 90 Malachi Drake, Malachi is looking for a bit of vengeance. And he's up, only, I'd say, 2 seconds off of where Cole is. But this thing's not over just yet. Malachi's gonna do whatever the heck he can to get himself going. Andrew Schultz is on pit road, by the way, just serving his penalty finally. I'm not really sure what kind of penalty he got, but he's serving it. Can get himself out on the racetrack sometime later, but Hunter is Cole Woody in the number 14. Cole's trying to maintain ground over the number 90 of Malachi Drake. Scott Spanos on an island of his own, but he is on the same lap as David Bachman. And then you got Dejani, who's multiple laps down after wrecking it in turn number 1. So, at the moment, oh boy, Cole kind of hopped it through that corner. See Dewey Schramm kind of approach that scene, currently 5 laps down, just trying to run his race. He's doing a fine job of just maintaining ground. Dewey just doing whatever he can to keep himself going. See Malachi Drake right behind there in 5th spot overall. Currently 1 lap down, unfortunately, but trying to catch Cole Woody. And Cole's kind of pulling away from that 4th spot. You see Wansley go 1 down to Harry Grindle. In that 113, he is just flying himself up and away. Now the gap is still around 12 seconds. So Hunter Johnson has now finally stabilized that gap, so if Harry does get into an incident, oh boy, it might be a bit of a game change. As Dejani is just revving it up and a ways. But it looks like Andrew Schultz back on the racetrack after serving an eternal black flag. And he gets turned right off of pit road. Oh my goodness. Well, Schultz goes around. He's going backwards as well. He's going to hit a car. Oh my goodness gracious. Andrew Schultz. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where he thinks he is, but Schultz, if he gets disqualified, that's going to be a free win for Chase Nelson. So we'll have to see on how this all goes for Schultz, but a near disastrous consequence. But Schultz getting turned right off pit road is not the way he wanted things to go. Oh, looks like we got a pass. Malachi Drake actually fell a spot to Cole Woody. So Woody is now up in the 4th spot. And I think that, I'm not really sure how Malachi. We'll actually rewind and see what happened here between these two drivers who were honestly fairly close, but I wouldn't say fairly close, but you know, they somehow got around each other. Dewey Schramm just taking it absolutely wide, nearly getting, oh gosh, that's not good. But he's still on the racetrack though. But I'm not really sure how Malachi Drake, oh actually no, he's been in front of Cole Woody, excuse me. That's my apologies. And now I think Cole Woody is actually missing a rear bumper. We'll see here in a moment. Yeah, he's missing a rear end, so it's just Cole Woody falling more back. "21 seconds separate these top two. 5 minutes remaining in this event. As Dejani, unfortunately, can disconnect from the session. Cole Woody taking it wide. And Andrew Schultz has found himself with a meatball flag. We're going to have to see what happened to Andrew Schultz after getting a big punt by a couple of drivers. But seems as though Schultz and as well as Cole Woody both getting consequential black flags. And looks like Schultz, oh my goodness gracious, right into David Bachman. Oh my gosh. What did Bachman do? What did Bachman do to deserve this? He did nothing. And unfortunately, Cole Woody does have a meatball flag, but... Oh, actually, he has a black flag, so there he goes. He's going to scoot himself on in. But David Bachman, on the other hand, he has a meatball flag. He's just trying to get this his thing repaired, so... Woody does his complete drive-through. Johnny and Malachi Drake do disconnect, so... They're out of the running for $50. Or, I mean, not out of the running, but they did log in their laps. And 3 minutes left in the race for this 133 of Harry Grindle. All he has to do is just, keep himself safe. And he'll walk out of here a overall winner. Luckily, not too long of an event. As after that wreck, looks like Scott Spanos has actually found himself around Cole Whitty. So we're going to have a fight for the spot. As Cole Whitty's going to do whatever he can to pass Scott Spanos. Cole is coming up in a hurry. And Scott Spanos is trying to run away. So a battle for fourth spot. Oh! Scott takes it wide. And Cole Whitty is going to go take the spot. But Scott's still putting on pressure here on the inside. Never mind ever. Cole's going to get run right up off the corner. And, oh, it's not over just yet. Scott's coming back with a slight bit of a run, but we'll see if Scott could maybe, just maybe, make one last charge here on that 14. And it's, unfortunately, it's just not working out for him, so. Dewey Schramm, now 7th overall, in front of Andrew Schultz and Malachi Drake. So around goes Cole Whitty in the 14. Finally gets himself on the racetrack. Looks like it took a bit wide. David Bachman goes around for the umpteenth time. Oh, poor David Bachman. That dude is, was that David Bachman? That was actually not David Bachman. That was Lem Wansley in the 60. So the 60 goes around. Luckily sits himself in seventh place, but seems as though Cole Whitty has actually gotten in an incident, and Scott Spanos has worked himself into 4th. So Cole's gonna have to do a bit of digging to get himself back, and it's not over just yet. Boy, oh boy, Cole Whitty has to do whatever he can to brew up some type of run within this next minute. But with 26 seconds between first and second, Harry Grindle just about has this thing wrapped up in a ways as he crosses the start-finish line. I think next time by will be the white flag, so 2 laps to go in this event. And it's been a fun one. Got all sorts of, shuffles going around throughout the whole entire racetrack. Leaders have kept themselves clean. Dewey Schramm actually is he's in an island of his own. You see that number 88 just, tooting his way through this whole entire small road course, but overall just been fairly clean for him versus the Toyotas and Jettas. Working himself through that final corner is this 113 of Harry Grindle. So this should be the white flag this time by. One more lap to go here for that number 113 of Harry Grindle. See Hunter Johnson there, a bit too far behind to make something happen, but looks like we're going to have a final fight here between Scott Spanos and Cole Whitty. I'll have to see on how this will all go as the white flag finally waves, time expires, and off of the 7th corner. Here comes the 113 of Harry Grindle. Works himself through onto the front straightaway. Checkered flag for him. Harry Grindle is, I think he probably has to log in one more lap. I'm not really sure how this white flag stuff works. But regardless, Harry Grindle is on his, I guess he's on the white flag. He's on the white flag now. Or actually, no, that might have been a checkered flag. I'm not really sure, honestly. I don't even know how timed races work. I work too much with oval races, but looks as though that's it. And everybody's going to ramp themselves off the berm and stuff, but your Class 2 winner, Andrew Schultz, not present because he's on pit road. And off the final corner, Dewey Schramm is going to win his event and class. Checkered flag is up in the air. And Harry Grindle is going to go ahead and do some burnouts here as Dewey's going to wrap it off. And there goes Harry. He scoots it around and starts doing burnouts in that machine. Congratulations to him and that whole entire team. We'll be back just for more in just a moment. We'll pull up the full results before actually we head ourselves into commercial break. Full results is Harry Grindle, Hunter Johnson, Wansley, Spanos, and Cole round this up the top 5. Dewey Schramm wins the Mazda class. We got Bachman and as well as Malachi Drake, then David Bachman, 6th and 7th overall. Andrew Schultz winning the Jetta class, and Dejani rounding himself out in the top 10 overall. Everybody else displayed on your board: Nelson, Calgown, Smiles Nelson, Andrew not Andrew Brown, but Aaron Brown and Nick Roten round out the top 15, and everybody else. All right. That'll be it. We'll screw ourselves aside, play a bit of commercials as we set ourselves up for interviews. Welcome back here live for the more interesting events that we run here in the ACOG iRacing service. iRacing ACOG League. Rounds himself out here for interviews here for tonight. We're going to go ahead and pull ourselves in the winners of each event. And we'll go ahead and start interviewing then. But up front, though, Andrew Schultz in the number 98. Actually, no, we're not going to interview him first. We're actually going to interview the 113 of Harry Grindle. Into the booth he goes. Harry, you got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Harry, man, that was I won't say too much of a fight because you put on one hell of a clinic through that whole entire event. Harry, congratulations, man. You're starting off the triple challenge with a bang.
Yeah, absolutely. That's of all the things I was expecting tonight, that most certainly wasn't it. I mean, I'm not usually the type that puts on a clinic. I'm usually the type that sort of goes out ahead for maybe 5 laps at most and then kills my tires. So it's definitely not what I was expecting. Yeah, I mean, in practice, I knew I was gonna, I knew I was gonna be, I knew I was gonna be up there with the practice times coming in. But it was gonna be a case of attrition this race. You know, with all the lap cars and how short the track is, it was a case of being in the right place at the right time and being as decisive, but being as mindful of the lappers at the same time, which is quite a difficult balance to strike sometimes. But yeah, just sort of kept the car clean, kept the pace on. In the final kind of 10 laps, I realized, oh my God, Hunter's the next car ahead. And I thought, right, well, I'll light the afterburners. And my fastest lap of the race was like coming to the white flag. I was digging at the end there, but not quite enough to lap the whole field. But yeah, absolutely thrilled with that. Not what I was expecting, but absolutely one I'll take.
Yeah, Harry, if you were one position, I mean, if you got lapped Hunter, you would have been the first ever person to even lap the whole entire field in a race. So, unfortunately, one position short of that, Hunter Johnson, who was 28 seconds behind. But hey, starting off the triple challenge on the right foot with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Great night for this Team Kamikaze St. Gloriana GR86. We'll go to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of dirt, a lot of jumps, so it's going to be nothing like tonight. So who knows how well this momentum carries on, but it's definitely a good night for now.
All right, about 10-4. Harry Grindle rounds himself out 113 in a victory lane. Before we let it go, any sponsor want to thank?
Yeah, Team Kamikaze, obviously, and our backers, Soyo and Sended Hosting. Huge shout out to them and how they support us. And hey, I got them another win, so good night.
All right, about 10-4. Harry Grindle rounds himself out in first. Go ahead and see you coming to Wild West tomorrow.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, we'll go ahead and drag in our second place, our second winner of Andrew Schultz into the booth. Andrew, you kind of killed the dude there on your final run. But regardless of that, Andrew, hey, you're a winner in ACOG.
I don't know how. I'm going to be honest. I just set 40-second laps in the Jetta, which is faster than 50% of this field. Also, about the Cole Woody thing, it was kind of an entire inside joke how we were wrecking each other in practice, and then I killed Bachman by accident, so that was funny.
Yeah, unfortunately for Bachman, he was not having a good day. But regardless, hey, man, you're a winner after Cal Gomes had a bit of technical issues, and as well as Jason Nelson, too. So, Schultz, I mean, this is your first ever ACOG win. How do you feel about that?
Amazing, because I killed 2 guys.
Well, I mean, not really a way to do it, but, I mean, regardless, though, hey, you won a race.
I was the only one in my class. I had nothing to lose, either way.
Any comments to David Bachman?
Simply avoid me next time.
Oh, man, poor David. Regardless, though, Andrew Schultz rounds himself out 9th overall, but first in this class. So,
wait, can I say one thing?
Do what?
The Jetta class was like the LMP3 class.
Yeah, I'd compare it to that. 19 laps now, but regardless, hey, a win's a win.
Yeah.
All right, about 10-4. But before I let you go, any sponsor want to take care for tonight?
SKS Motorsports for giving me the worst possible car ever. And then my brakes failed halfway through, so I really had nothing to do, and then boom.
All right, about 10-4. Congratulations on your win in the class. We'll go ahead and see you tomorrow or like anytime. Honestly,
Maybe.
I don't know if you're. Yeah, maybe.
I have no idea.
All right, we'll see you then.
See ya.
And rounding himself out in his, I wouldn't say only time, but Aaron Brown did not connect to the session, which gifted this number 888, Dewey Schramm with an ACOG win, his first as well alongside. So 2 out of the 3 winners are first-time winners. Dewey Schramm, even though you're the only one in the class, hey, a win's a win.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Dewey, other than that, you know, avoiding all the lap traffic and stuff like that, hey, you won a race. So how was the experience?
I mean, I'm gonna be real. The MX-5 is a whole lot of fun to drive. I had never really done it outside of like a test session before, and doing it in the race for the first time was pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna have to start doing some more road stuff because I've kind of been dreading and avoiding it. But you know, even though I didn't have to do anything to win, that was still quite a bit of fun. So cool anyway.
Yeah, that's right. And not only that, you worked yourself 6th overall as well. So a bit of, you know, not only did you win the event, win your class, of course, but you worked yourself up in the upper half of the field. So with 16 drivers, looks like 16 drivers registered, you worked yourself 6th overall. So how about that?
Yeah, pleasantly surprised, I guess, because when I first started it and I took my first couple laps, I was like, man, I kind of suck at this. But then I did more and more laps, and I kind of got into a rhythm. I'm like, hey, you know what? I might be slow, but this ain't bad. And I kind of had a good feeling for it by about halfway. So, again, I may not have had the fastest laps, and I didn't have to do anything to win. But like I said, still just a fun little thing to do on a Friday night when it's so cold out anyway. So, hey, killed some time, right?
Yeah, that's right. And not only that, you came out of here with your first ever ACOG win. Congratulations, man. First time on road, first win. So any sponsors want to thank you tonight?
I want to thank Crab Juice, and I want to thank the cold weather. Yeah.
All right, bud. 10-4. That is Dewey Schramm in the 888. We'll go ahead and see you coming to your next race, man.
All right.
Was Dewey Schramm, and with that being said, that will be all of our winners here for tonight. Thank you all for watching for this fun little event. Got more events coming in tomorrow for this triple challenge. Day 2 is going to feature the Pro 2 Lite on the Wild West Motorsports Park. Can't wait to see you guys out there. But until then, my name is Icky Reyes. Until next time, see you tomorrow.